This is a great time to read books, and in today's video, I'm going to give you 15 books you should read this summer. These books give out perfect summer vibes. They are perfect to read on a summer evening or even on a beach. Most of the books in this video are light-hearted and these are beautiful books. So let's get started with this recommendation video. Hi there, I am Manpreet. I make book-related videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. I love talking about books, I love giving out recommendations, and I love sharing my experiences about books. So make sure you are subscribed and also follow me on my social media, Instagram especially, if you want to stay updated with every book that I'm reading and every book recommendation that I am giving out. This video has a mix of Indian authors and foreign authors, so without further ado, let's get started. Number one book that I want to suggest you is my all-time favorite romance novel. It is The Choice by Nicholas Sparks. If you are thinking of watching the movie, you will be utterly disappointed. This book is a really beautiful book, but you have to read the book to really enjoy it. It's a love story of Gabby and Travis, and it's a beautiful love story. There is a big patch in this book that is sad, but overall I would definitely ask you to read this book this summer, and it is one of the most beautiful romance novels I've read, also because of the writing. The writing of the author, the way he captures everything in the story, that is just beautiful, and you should definitely try Nicholas Sparks. And if you haven't ever read the author, start with this book. Number two book is again by Nicholas Sparks, and this is The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. The movie of this book is also really good, but you should definitely give a try to the book as well. It's easy to read and it's a very short read, so you will fly through it. I would especially suggest you this book if you're a beginner reader, because it's very short and easy to read, and you will fly through this book and you will want to read more books if you end up reading this book. Number three book is a contemporary fiction by an Indian author. It's The White Tiger by Arvind Aditya. This story is about this guy named Balram, who is an entrepreneur, a criminal, and a philanthropist. In this book, Balram tells you his story in a short period of time, telling you about how he grew from a poor person, became a driver, and then ended up becoming a rich businessman. This book is also the winner of the Man Booker Prize 2008, and I really like this book, and I feel like this is very different from the usual kind of books. So if you want to move towards the literary fiction genre, then I would say that start with a book like this. Number four book you should read this summer is The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella. It's one of my favorite novels of all time. It's hilarious. It's about this lawyer who leaves her job, runs away from her job actually, and she gets a job as a housemaid, and it's so hilarious things that happen to this urban overachiever woman once she leaves her job as an attorney and becomes this housemaid. It's really feel-good novel. So if you want feel-good novels, somebody asked me on Instagram, Manpreet, what would you suggest me if I'm feeling sad and depressed? I would say try a book like The Undomestic Goddess. Next again, I would suggest you an Indian author, Ruskin Bond. This is The Room on the Roof by Ruskin Bond. It is the first book written by this very popular author of children's fiction in India. And yes, this book may seem like a bit naive and a bit immature, but the author wrote it when he was 17, and I feel like it is still a good pick if you want to just start reading the works of Ruskin Bond. The vibe of Dehradun city that comes through this book, I just love that vibe of nature. I feel like this is why I'm suggesting you this book for your summer reads, because the vibe is fantastic. Another one by Ruskin Bond is Tales and Legends from India. This is a collection of short stories that document folklores that are told by Indian grandparents and the old people of India. And yes, it really helps you know a little bit more about the folklores and also enjoy a very good, very short and very enjoyable, easy to read book. Number seven that I would like to suggest you is again by Ruskin Bond. It's Potpourri. Now this is again a collection of short stories, but it is light horror. In these stories you have romance, crime thriller, mystery, and obviously horror. So makes a very good collection of short stories. My number 8 summer read is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. It's one of my favorite children's classics, and I always recommend this book. I feel like this is a perfect read for summer. If you haven't ever read The Secret Garden, I believe I would make everybody who knows me read The Secret Garden, because it's such an enjoyable read and it gives you that vibe of nature, because You can guess from the name, The Secret Garden. It's about this girl who is sent from India to the estate of her uncle, and there she gets to discover something unusual, and also maybe the secret garden. The name says there's supposed to be a secret garden. So I really enjoyed this book. I have read it twice, and you should definitely check it out. Next book you should read this summer is Secret Diary of an Incurable Romantic by Chitrangada Mukherjee. Let me say that I might be a bit biased towards this book, because when I read this book I was going through a big reading slump. Imagine, I didn't want to read anything, I didn't want to read at all, and then I picked up this book and I just got back to reading. So I might be a little bit biased towards this book. It's a contemporary fiction. It documents the life of this young widow and how she is trying to cope up with the death of her husband. It's like The White Tiger. It doesn't really have this solid plot. It's just an account of some person's life. It is just a year in this young widow's life and what she's doing, what she's going through, how she's trying to cope up. She does some things that you would not agree with. She does some crazy things, and that is what this book is about. And I just like these kind of books personally. I just like that raw account, but written in a good way. Okay, sometimes the raw account is just like, okay, you have to convince yourself to like that book, but when it's written well, this one is written well, you really enjoy it. So yeah, this is my next recommendation for summer reads. By the way, a lot of these books I've already reviewed on this channel. I will link all of them down below if you are interested in watching the full reviews of these books, spoiler free, before picking up these books. Okay, next summer read I want to suggest you is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Now it's a story about these two kids, love story about these two kids who are suffering through cancer, and from the outset you would see or feel or imagine that this would be a very sad book, and I procrastinated reading this book because I thought it would make me cry a lot and it was very sad. A lot of you said that. Why did you say that? In my opinion, I think this is a very funny book. It's hilarious. Obviously it's sad, obviously the whole thing is sad, but the book itself is quite enjoyable. It's funny, and after reading this book I understood why people love John Green. He has this style of making you fall in love with young adult novels. So yeah, I get it why you guys love John Green. Okay, this is the third book of John Green I've read, so I finally understand how good he can be. Okay, so I would definitely recommend you this book if you haven't read it. I plan to do a full review. Just see the sticky notes, but I never got around to filming the review. But you have to read The Fault in Our Stars. Okay, so go ahead and read this one. Next book is by an Indian author, Train to Pakistan by Khushwant Singh. Now the story of this book is based around the time of India-Pakistan partition. Heavy on heart and sad story, but it's a classic. Okay, it's an Indian classic. A lot of people recommend this book, and I read it. I really liked it. I have reviewed it as well. So I would say definitely try Train to Pakistan if you haven't read it. Next, I would suggest you a series. It's Famous Five series by Enid Blyton. It's a series of a lot of books about these kids who go or find themselves in an adventure every summer. And it's an enjoyable read. It's really good for kids. Kids of 8+ years can read and enjoy this book a lot. Even, the people who start reading very early, 6+ kids also can read this book and enjoy a lot. I still read these books when I am 20+ and I still enjoy them a lot. So you should definitely try the Famous Five series. It's as easy as a book can get because it has been written specifically for kids of 6 to 8, right? You will not have any difficulty reading these books, and there are a lot of books, so come on, start reading Famous Five series this summer. The second last book that I think you should read this summer is Baaz by Anuja Chauhan. Now Anuja Chauhan has this very amazing summer vibe in her writing. Okay, I have read The House That BJ Built, and the reason why I did not suggest you that book, even though I would recommend it a lot, is because I haven't read the first part, Those Private Thakur Girls. So I do not want to recommend you the duology until I read the first part. So I decided to go with Baaz. It's a standalone book. It's a book that I read in one sitting. Okay, I was so excited about it. It's a long book and I read it in one sitting. I liked it so much. It's a story about this handsome guy named Ishan Faujdar, and he is in Indian Air Force, and the story is about him being in Indian Air Force, maybe falling in love, going for different missions and all that, and it's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book. You should definitely try it. That was not the second last book. This is the second last book I would recommend you. It's 100 Little Flames by Preeti Shenoy. For those of you who have been watching me, you would know that I recommend this book pretty much in every video of mine because I just love the vibe of it. This is about this guy who has to go and live with his grandfather after he loses his job, and the kind of connection he builds at a mature age with his grandfather, that's just purely beautiful. And it's set in Kerala, so the whole vibe of the place this book is set in is amazing, and parts of this book happen in Pondicherry, which is again very beautiful. So this is one of my all-time favorites. Again, I really love the vibe of it, you know. I do feel like I need to find more words to explain when I say I really love the vibe of it, but I will work on that. Until then, you keep reading these books in the summer, okay? And lastly, I would recommend you a fantasy for the summer. You know, the thing about fantasy novels is that most of the fantasy novels that I have read or I have started reading, or the series that I've started reading, have winter vibes. So it's very hard to find a fantasy novel that has summer vibes, but I have one for you. I actually have 5 because this is a series. It's a Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. This is based on Greek mythology. So there is this demigod, son of a human and a Greek god, Percy, and he falls into different adventures, and it's a story about him and his friends as he goes about his life as a demigod. And it's a fantastic series. I love how Rick Riordan writes. This is a middle grade series, so really good for kids of 8 plus, 10 plus, okay? And even if you read them as an adult, I think you would love them. I love them. I'm reading the second series after this now, Heroes of Olympus, and I'm loving it too. So yeah, this is the last recommendation in my video for the books you should read this summer. Yes guys, these are all the 15 books you should read this summer. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you got some new recommendations that will keep you busy in this summer. But do not forget to tune into this channel every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday to watch my videos, okay? Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on so that you never miss a video from me. And if you like this video, please make sure you hit a thumbs up and comment down below with what summer reads you have planned for, and if you are going to pick any of these books, okay? So comment down below. I'll be waiting for you in the comments, and this will be signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.